how you doing? Welcome to Gaming Solo. My name is Rob, your solo gamer friend, and this is a gaming solo playthrough of Terra Below, Day 8 of the 13 Games to Halloween series. But before we begin the first round, I'm going to cover the rest of the cards' anatomy so you have a full understanding of how they work and what they mean. So on the bounty line, you have two types of bounties. You have a hunt bounty and a delivery bounty. The hunt bounty gives the name of the creature you need to hunt down the bottom corner. In the bottom right side of that corner is the victory points you earn once you complete that hunt. And you don't have to deliver it because you killed the beast for that. For delivery bounty, like this one for example, have to deliver one of those two colored eggs to the hospital. Once they go to the hospital, then you get to collect the bounty and you get the victory points for that. Anytime you make a delivery to any one of these locations, the egg, and you have to deliver the egg to any of these locations, regardless if it's a bounty or not, you still get to collect a card. So if you deliver a bounty, or not a bounty, but an egg to the general store, you get to collect an item card. If you deliver one to the police station, you get to collect a weapons card. If you deliver one to the motel, you get a victory point. And when you deliver one to the hospital, you get to revive a character that you have lost. And when you deliver one to the government facility, you get to collect a bounty from here and add it. And of course, once you complete that bounty, you can add those points to your hand. We've gone over the characters, not much to their cards. I'm going to take this card here as an example because the card here is missing some information. It's designed that way. So for the movement cards, at the top is the total number of movements or actions you can take. I call it movement cards, but really action cards. Then it gives you the name of the card, which doesn't really matter. Then you have the text right below the card that says actions I have to take when you take that card. But the most important thing is at the very bottom, those arrows. Those arrows dictate where these target indicators move. And what happens is, you decide, when you take a card, you decide which one of these three creatures you want to lay it on. And let's say I took the first Screamer as an example. Now, I think I called it when I was explaining the anatomy of this card, the bottom right hit points. Those are not hit points, those are card points. And that number 2 there, or 3, I'm sorry, it's a 3, dictates how many of these cards I can lay there before that creature is activated. When it's activated, it bursts up out of the ground. And if your character is hit by the rubble based upon its rubble dispersal, then you automatically initiate combat with that beast. Then you initiate combat. If you kill it, you take it. If you don't kill it, then of course you die. But if you don't kill it, the egg goes there. If combat's not initiated, then the egg replaces that creature. You remove it from the game and you put a new one in play. The item cards, if they have a hat, you're only allowed to have one at a time then. So when it comes to hats, you can't wear multiple hats, of course. You can only activate one hat for your character, and you have to remove it from the character in order for you to switch hats. Other items, you can have multiple other items and play them many times. The hats, though, can only be one per character, and so if you use that hat for an action, you got to stay with that until it's over. Then you can switch it out when your turn's up. And of course, you have your weapons, a shotgun. Of course, the text at the bottom tells you what to do with that weapon. And everyone's slightly different. I'll go over that as we go through the gameplay. But other than that, I'll explain anything I haven't explained as we go through the rounds. Alright, for solo play, you can't play just for points to see if you can get to 20 points before the game is over. But there's scenarios in the back that are set up for solo play, and that's the scenarios I'm going to be playing. I'm going to play scenario difficulty level 3, only because I happen to draw the Marine and her stepbrother, the pottery maker Alan, out of the card deck, and they were both in the scenario. You don't have to use the cards for that scenario. You can use any cards you want to, but thematically it just fit better by having Natasha and her stepbrother as characters and the scenario. So I ended up picking the most difficult one because I already had the characters out there. But bottom line, the scenario is her and her stepbrother are bounty hunters. They're trying to collect the worm bounties and turn in one of each type of worm, up to 3 different worms. But first they got to be able to collect them. They got to fight them. Then they got to kill them to collect the bounty. And once they collect the bounty, they can no longer collect another bounty on that same worm. And what happens is you have these little standees that come with the game. And they're out for thematically. I can stand them up, but then you won't see them. So I'm going to lay them down just so you kind of see what they are. But as I collect each of the type of worms, I'll put it to the side. And once you have 3 different worms, then the scenario is over and I win the game. But I'm still going to count my points because I'm curious about how I would score in this game if I was doing point also. But my main focus is to collect each of these 3 different of the 4 different worms out there. Now, once I collect the Screamer, and if it comes back out on the board, I take it out and keep replacing it until a different bounty is out there. But I got these deliveries, so I have to make these deliveries to clear some stuff up to get some more bounties out there until I get my 3 different worms. So it's a basic waiting for the worm to come up as a bounty line, fight it, collect it, and survive for a total of 3 combats. And let's see if I can do that. I got 3 characters to do it with, so other than that, let's go ahead and get playing. Each round is divided into 2 phases. You have the player phase and the Automa phase. And I'll explain the phases as we go through it and the actions you take in each phase so you have a better understanding of the first round. Once that's completed, then every round is going to go a lot faster. So for the player phase, the first thing you have to do is you have to play a vehicle card. So I have a sedan, which gives me 4 actions, but it moves the target 2 spaces towards me. I have the pickup truck, which gives me 5 actions, doesn't do any additional thing other than distraction. Then I have the 18-wheeler, there's no distraction, but it takes the target where I laid the card and moves it right to my spot, which is great if I want to fight a worm, but we'll see. So right now, I think I'm going to play the pickup truck. So I'm going to play the pickup truck, and the problem I have is this worm is on this building. And I need to get off this building because if a worm bursts underneath the building is destroyed, and you lose all those additional actions you get to collect, like weapons and stuff like that come with that building. If you get 2 debris on a building, same thing happens, the building is destroyed, and you remove it from the game, you don't get to take those actions that are associated with that building. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to play this on the number 3 worm, and I'm going to move it north 1 and east 1 location and put it right there. And that's the distraction phase. Now I get to take my action phase. The action phase, you can take multiple actions, but each one, of course, costs an action. I can move for 1 action point. For each debris I collect, it costs 1 action point per debris. You cannot move into a space with debris. You have to collect from it adjacently, north, south, east, west. You cannot do diagonal. You can collect an egg, which will end your movement immediately, and you can drop an egg for an action. And those are the actions you can take. So right now I have 5 actions. I'll spend 2 actions, and I'm going to collect debris. Then I'm going to move west 1. And I will spend my 4th action to collect this debris. And I'll probably end my movement on the location with this worm and that egg. If a worm bursts and you do not kill it, or you do not engage it and it bursts in the same location as an egg, you leave an egg there. But if there's 2 eggs in one location, they cancel each other out and you remove them from the game. So right now I've taken my actions. I've collected 3 debris. Anytime you collect 3 debris, you must trade it immediately for an item or a weapon. I don't do it till I finish my movement so I don't lose count of my movement. So I have 3 debris, so I have to trade it in. I'm going to grab a weapon, and it is a grenade, which is great. I like that. And now that ends my movement phase. If there's any text in this area, I have to take those actions. There is not any, so I skip that portion. And then you have to draw back up to 3 cards for your movement phase. And I drew another sedan. That ends a player's movement phase. Now we go into the AI's phase. The AI's phase is real simple. First you have to roll dice. So I'm going to do 1 die at a time, then the rest of the rounds I'll roll them both together. So the blue die dictates where you place a movement card on one of the 3 worms. And I'll explain that real quick here. I rolled a 4. So in the top right corner of each of these worms has a numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 4, which means I'm putting a movement card on target number 2. So I flip over the card, and all you do is you take just a distraction action for that worm, nothing else. You don't get to take any movement or any of that other text on there. So right now, worm number 2 will move east 1 space. Then you check to see if the worm has reached its maximum card value. It has not, so you continue on. Now you roll the red die. I rolled a 5 for the red die, which means the screamer is automatically activated. And the good thing is I'm in the space with the screamer, so I'll be able to fight it so you can see a whole 5 phase. So screamer is automatically activated regardless of how many cards are there. It's automatically activated. So now first you do the debris field. So the debris is 2 north and 2 south. I'm going to go 1 south. You can only have 2 debris on any area, so if it exceeds 2 debris, skip that spot and keep going until you've reached this maximum debris field, dispersal field. You don't add an extra one going further out because you can't put it. You just stop at the dispersal field. And now we go into combat phase. So Natasha is fighting a worm that has its health value is 6. So Natasha, she gets to add 2 additional points of damage anytime she fights, but she doesn't yet. We have the shotgun. We're going to use the shotgun because the shotgun states if the worm is 2 spaces away, you get to deal 2 damage automatically. If it's 1 space away, you can deal 4 damage automatically. And if it's if it's on the same space as you, then you deal automatic 6 damage. The worm is sharing space with me, so I deal 6 damage to it. So the worm came out. I destroyed it. I collected the Screamer bounty, which is right here, which is awesome. And then I removed the Screamer from play along with the movement cards. I put them at the bottom of the deck. I will place it face up, so if I do go through the entire deck, which is unlikely, then I'll know to reshuffle. Then we put a new worm out, which is a blaster. Goes to location 5, 2. So blue 2, red 5. And then we place a new bounty out. And the bounty is a delivery. So if the bounty was another Screamer, of course we would replace it until we had a bounty that we can do. And then we take the Screamer standee and put it someplace near us. We know we collected it, so we know we've already collected one of the 3. And I'll put the discard right here. I got to complete some of these bounties in order to get some more bounties out there. And of course, win conditions, we already know that I got to get the 3 bounty. But lose conditions are, if 15 of these worm cards are discarded, the game is over. So I've already discarded 1, which means I only got 14 more to go before I lose the game. So got to move quickly to get the other bounty, which means I got to do a lot of deliveries to get some more bounty cards out there. And that completes one full round. Now the rest of the rounds will go a lot faster, and we'll just continue on with play. Alright, so I've already completed 1 bounty. So I'm going to use this, let's see here. If I use the sedan, well, I have no choice. The sedan is I have 2 sedans and an 18-wheeler, don't want to use that yet. So I'm going to use the sedan. I'm going to play it on this Screamer here. It needs 3 cards. And I'm going to move it 2 spaces to the east, number 1. I can only have 1 space, so it stops there. And then I get 4 actions, so I'm going to spend 2 to grab this debris, number 3 to grab this debris, and the 4th action to grab the egg, which ends my move automatically. That's why I waited till the last. Then I'm going to trade this debris in for another weapon. It is a potato gun. Oh my goodness. So when I use a potato gun, I keep it permanently. I don't discard it after use. During a worm attack, discard an item card from your hand and roll 1 die and deal damage equal to the die value. So I can do up to 6 damage with this potato gun. We'll see how that plays out. And the text is, move the target 2 spaces any direction. So I'm going to move 1. Let's see, 1's dispersal pattern is north-south by 2. I got to move it 2 spaces. It's the target, so... Or I move any target. I can move any target 2 spaces. So the 2 spaces, the dispersal pattern is a plus sign. I'm trying to keep my buildings protected, but at the same time, I'm trying to get within its pattern because I have that grenade. So I'm going to move number 3 on top of me. I can't. Take that back. I don't want to move it on top of me because I want to capture it. There's not a bounty out there. So I'm going to move it 2 spaces north, right here, and call it. And that ends my turn. Now we'll roll the dice. We'll roll both of them now. Remember, you resolve blue before you resolve red. And they're both 2. So that means I put another card on here. And number 1 is going to not move at all. Distraction is blank. And then, of course, it automatically disperses. And its dispersal pattern is 2 north, 2 south. So I put a maroon egg there. And I put debris down. They only go south. This worm is discarded along with these movement cards. And that ends everything. So because there are both 2, one was put a card there, didn't hit max value, but then the worm was activated on the second roll. Then we put a new worm out there. It's another Screamer. It's activated in zones 3 and 5. Start the next round. I forgot to draw up. Always got to remember to draw up as part of the end of my turn. I picked a pickup truck. I'm going to use the pickup truck. So I get 5 actions. And the Screamer I pull gets 3 cards. So I'm going to put a card underneath this Screamer. So it moves south 1 and to the right 1. Or to the west. So it goes right there. Its dispersal patterns north-south also. And then I get 5 actions. So I'm going to move 1, pick up debris. It's 2 and 3. It's 2 debris. 4 and drop the egg for 5. And then because I dropped the egg, I get to collect the state police bounty for the maroon egg, which is right here. So like I said, I'm going to try to collect as many points I can, also just see how it plays out. And then I get to collect a weapon for dropping off a bounty at the location. It is a hunting rifle. So I have a grenade, a potato gun, and a hunting rifle. And that ends my turn. There's not any text. So now we go into the worm's turn. I rolled a 3 and a 5, a blue 5 and a red 3. So blue 5 is right here. So we put a card out for that. And worm number 3 moves 2 spaces to the east. And then number 3 is this right here. So worm number 2 automatically erupts. So get rid of the movement card. Its dispersal is 2 north, 2 south, which brings me into its dispersal field. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'll leave that token there until after new battle, because if I lose, the egg gets stationed there, but because there's 2 eggs, they automatically cancel each other out. So I am 2 spaces away, so that means this worm's health value is 8. So I'm going to use my hunting rifle, because I get to roll a die, and both die, whatever the highest value is, that's the damage I do to the worm. The worm is 8, Natasha automatically gives 2, so I'm rolling both these die. I'm going to dispose of the hunting rifle. And a 3 plus 2 is 5. I want to throw the grenade first. The grenade allows me, if I roll 1 through 3, nothing happens. But if I roll 4, 5, or 6, then I do 7 damage. 3, nothing happens. So now I have to do the potato gun. I still gotta get the worm for 5. Oh my goodness. So I'm discarding my item cards, and I'm going to roll the die, and I need to roll 5 or 6. Come on, 5 or 6. Oh wait, 3 plus 2 is 5. Oh, I'm good. I rolled a 4. I kept thinking I only had 3. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 4 gives me 9. The worm is killed, and therefore the screamer comes out of play. I put a new worm out. And there's another screamer in zone 2-2, so target token 2 over 2. There we go. And I forgot to put a new bounty out when I collected that bounty for delivering an egg. It's another egg delivery, blue egg to the motel. And that ends the next round. Alright, let's start this next round. I have 2 sedans and 18-wheeler. So I'm going to play, which sedan do I play for distraction? 2, 3, 2. So I'm going to play on number 2. And it's going to move east, north 1 and east 1. And then I got my 4 actions. I'm going to collect the debris where I'm at. Collect this debris. That's 2 actions spent. 3 and 4. That way I can start collecting more debris, then grab the egg next round. I want to take these 3 debris that I've collected, trade them in for I want to do an item, because that potato gun came in handy, so I'm going to grab an item. And it's a hat item called Snowplow. On your turn, discard to move through spaces with rubble and gain 1 VP. And then we get another card, draw back up, and we move the target token 2 spaces. So number 2 is going to go, when it disperses, it's left and right, so I'll move it on this egg here. It's a good chance it'll disperse, eliminate that egg, but I'm trying to protect the buildings, hotels, and I can't fight it right now because I really want to get a hunt card out there. Now it is the worm's turn. Blue 4 and red 1. The blue 4, we put another card on this target number 2. Distraction doesn't happen, but it has reached its card limit, so therefore the screamer bursts out of the ground. And debris goes left and right, and 2 in each direction. It can only go one that way. Can't put anything there. And these eggs would offset each other. Screamer goes out of play. And now we draw another card. Goes on 2-2. And it's Missed Tentacles. And now we draw, oh, and then number 1 also bursts. So number 1's debris goes north and south by 2. So there's already 2 up there, so, and 1 here, and 1 on the, there we go. And then we put out a maroon token. And this is gone. Put another worm out, and its location is a boomer. It's a 1-5. And how many eggs have come out? 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean worms. 5 worms. So we only got 10 to go. And that ends the Autumn's turn, and now it's back to my turn. I have 2 18-wheelers and a sedan, so I guess I'm doing the sedan again. It's getting pretty bad here. I'll put it on the boomer, I guess. Number 1, he's going to move north 1. And when he disperses, it's a, oh, that's not good. So I'm going to leave him there. I'm going to put on number 2 because if 1 dispersed, it would put debris on both my buildings, and that already has some debris on it. So kind of in a bad situation there if that happens. So I'll put on number 2, and number 2 is going to move north 1. Now I'm going to get 4 actions. 1 is collect debris. 2, 3 is collect debris. Yeah, I know it sucks, but I have to get it off that building, and I have 1 more movement left. So I'm going to do my 3rd debris right here. That ends my movement. Trade this 3 debris in for a weapon, and this weapon is a semi-automatic rifle. And that ends my turn. I draw up a card and move the target token 2 spaces so it disperses an X pattern. So I'm going to put it, oh no, that's not going to work. If I put it here, it's probably the best chance. Yeah, right there. Now we roll the dice. A 4 and a 4. So Miss Tentacle gets a card and she bursts out of the ground. And she's going to distract 3 to the east. She does an X pattern burst, so it kind of saves, but I have to fight her. So 1 here and 1 here, and now I have to fight her. Her health is 3, so it should be an easy fight. I'm going to discard these cards, bring her down, and I will use my potato gun again. Discard this, roll the dice. All I have to do is get a 1, which I know I will. And there it is. And Miss Tentacle has been defeated, but there's no bounty up there. Bring another card out, and unfortunately this card is also activated. So the blaster is in zone 3-2. It bursts in a plus symbol. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it is a purple egg, and that's gone too. So we already went through 2 worms in just 1 round, and now we pull another worm out, and it is a boomer. 3, 6 is its location, so it's on top of the general store. I have nothing but 18 wheelers left, so this kind of sucks. I have no choice but to play it. So I need to get number 2 off the store. So I'll play 18 wheeler there. I don't have any movement actions. It stays where it is. I'm about to lose that general store, I bet. So in that case, I get a total of 7 moves. No, it doesn't, because I'm moving on my target locations. So there's 1 action, 2 action, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be to collect this egg, and I have a total of 6 debris, so I want to collect 1 item and 1 weapon. I got a shotgun, and the item is another hat one. It's a seismograph. On my turn, discard this card to play a vehicle card face down under any worm as a distraction. Gain 1 VP. I'm using it just for the potato gun. And I'll draw up to 3 cards, and I move the target to my location, which is right here. And now we roll for dice and see if I'm stuck fighting again. A 1 and a 2. Blue 2, red 1, doesn't matter. So Boomer gets a card. He will move down, number 1 will move down 3 spaces. Can't move down, it's right at the bottom, so it stays where it is. But it does disperse on its 2nd action because of the die. So it does a square pattern for debris. And then the egg is a orange egg. And he is out. Put a new worm on the board. Wrong card. And it is a screamer in 4, 5. And that will end his turn. Now it's my turn. I'm going to spend the sedan on number 1. Number 1 goes, maybe I won't spin on number 1. I'll have to spin it on number 2. And number 2 goes down 1 and over 1. And I have 4 actions. So 1, 2, 3 collect, and 4, and I can't do anything till next turn. I can't drop off that egg because I ran out of actions. That sucks. Alright, so I need to get another hunt trophy out there. Move any target location 2 spaces. So I'm going to move the 1 right here. Turn. I will draw up to 3 cards for movement. Blue 1, red 3. So put a card out there for 1. And number 1 moves south 1 space. And then the red 3 is the second target location. So this boomer bursts out of the ground. And the debris pattern is a square. I'll have to fight it. And it's an orange egg. And its hit point value is 7. So I'm going to discard the seismograph and roll that potato gun. 1 plus Natasha's 2 is 3. The shotgun is 1 north of me, so I can hit it with 4, which brings it to 7. So therefore, I beat the boomer. It goes over here in the discard pile. And the egg doesn't come into play. I should have left the egg out there until I won or lost. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 discarded worms. And I only have 1 bounty. Put another worm out. This is a screamer, 5-3. Alright, let's see what we here. I have 2 18-wheelers and a bicycle. If I play the bicycle, I have to play another card face down as a distraction. That means I'd have to play the bicycle here in order to avoid putting another worm out immediately, because I still need to do some more egg collecting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the 18-wheeler. I know it moves on top of me. But I'm going to drop an egg, collect my bounty, flip this over as another delivery. Dang. So that was action 1. Action 2 is collect the debris where I'm at. Action 3 is collect debris. 4 is collect debris. 5 is move. Let's collect debris from here. No, I'll collect it from here. That's 6. And number 7 is to grab up this egg. Try to deliver it. It goes to the hospital. That's probably the closest one. And that will end that. Then I move the target token on to my space, which is the number 2. I do have a potato gun. I can't use it. Kind of screwed if I have to fight this guy. His health value is 7. Let's see what happens. I'm going to trade both of my 2 sets of debris, a total of 6. I'm going to grab 1 item for the potato gun. And I'm going to grab another weapon, which is a pointy stick. During a worm attack, discard this card to roll a die. On a result of 6, the worm is killed. Any other result, just gain a VP. And the white hat, if I use it, is all your weapons deal additional 2 damage. I am equipping this to my Marine, and that card stays in play until she dies. So I get to do 4 damage automatically every attack now, which is great. So I will not be using a potato gun on that item. Then I go back up to 3 cards, and now it is Worm's turn. A blue 1 and a red 4. So we put a card on the blue 1. As a boots, the 1 will move south and east 1 each. So it goes right here. And then the red 4, number 2 automatically bursts. Oh, that's just not good. So dispersal pattern is 2 left, 2 right, or east and west. So I'm going to go and do that now. 1, 1, and 1. And then I automatically fight the worm. Its value is 7. I've already hit it with 4 because of Natasha's special skill. We'll try the machine gun first. Okay, I get to roll 6 dice. For every result of 5 or higher, I get to cost 2 damage. So like I said, I've already cost 4, so I need to roll 2 5s or better. That's 2 dice, nothing. A 5 and a 6. The worm has been killed. There's no bounty to collect. The number 2 target goes here. And now I draw another worm. And it is another boomer, and it goes to location 4 and 4. And that ends the worm's turn. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to take, I don't take anything, touch play card. I'm going to play the motorcycle, play it on number 2. There's no movement for it, for distraction. I have 6 actions. I'm going to remove debris for 1, move 2, remove debris for 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to wait there. I'm going to grab debris for number 6 just so I can trade it in for another item. It's a trucker hat. Once per turn may move diagonally, but I only need it for the potato gun, so I'm not worried about it. Now for the card requirements, I move all target tokens 1 space closer to me. So 1, 1, and 1. And then I draw back up to 3 cards. And now go ahead and take the Optimus turn. Blue 5, red 6. So this worm will burst as soon as I move it. So number 3 is going to go south 1 and west 1. And its dispersal pattern is in a plus symbol. And we put a purple egg out. That should be number 11 on the worms discarded. Let me double check the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I only got 4 more to go, but number 12 is about to come out also. Zone 6 and 3. And this worm also disperses, so that's 12. I guess that's why this is the most difficult one, because it's quick to get to 15 and it's hard to get those worms out there that you need. Let me go and put its dispersal pattern out. It's a squared pattern. And it is an orange egg. Next worm goes out. This goes to a 4-1. And that ends that round. Alright, let's get the next round going. It's pretty safe to say there's only 3 rounds left at the most. And so unless something happens, I don't think we'll beat this most difficult level. But we'll do the best we can. I have a bicycle and 2 18-wheelers. Like I said, if I play the bicycle, I'll play a face-down card as a distraction. So I'm just going to play the 18-wheeler. I'm going to put it on this blaster here, which will put it in my area. We'll do the best we can. If we got to fight, we got to fight. So I'll move 1. Drop an egg is action 2. And then I'm going to, don't need to heal anybody. Action 3 is grab some debris. Action 4 is move. 5 and 6 is grab debris. And 7 will grab debris. Trade these 3 debris in for another weapon. And it's a pistol. And then of course I move number 3, target number 3 onto my location. And then they'll end my turn. Draw back up to 3 cards. And let's see what happens on the Optimus turn. Blue 2, red 1, so this is going to activate for sure, so twice. So we'll flip this up. Number 1 is going to move south 1, and then it's going to activate. Its splash pattern for debris is 2 left, 2 right. So 1 here, can't put it there. There we go. And its health is a 9. Good luck to me on that one. I start with automatic 4. I'm going to use the potato gun. Roll this die. That's only 1, so I got 5. I still got to hit it with 4 more points of damage. Oh man. I can use the stick, or I can use the pistol. Causes 2 points of damage. Let me try the stick first before I waste the pistol. So I gotta roll for the stick, I gotta roll a 6. Alright, you get a 6. 5, I failed the roll, but I do get to discard it for 1 point. So I get 1 victory point. I'm gonna get that little victory point. And so wasting the pistol, so therefore Natasha is destroyed. Remove the item card. She is dead. That worm's egg will go right here. So remove that from play. And then we'll put a new worm out. And it goes to 4-3. And of course, because we rolled the red one, that worm also comes out. So we're going to put a purple egg there. And the splash pattern is a plus sign. Can't do any north. One south, one east, one west. And that's 14. So going into the last round now for sure. And this is a blaster. And because Natasha died, my debris drops right there. Comes off the board. And that's it for that round. I get to choose my starting location. I don't think it really matters at this point. I'm going to start the, let's see, do I have a state police on there? No, I have the hospital on there, and I have the motel. Let me start with the motel. And I have Pottery Maker Allen. That is the Marine's stepbrother. And he gets to do an extra action whenever he's carrying an egg. So let's go ahead and let's do the best we can. So I'm going to play the boots on this worm. And I get to play another vehicle card, or discard another vehicle card to add to the boots movement. So I'm getting rid of the 18-wheeler. Boots gives me a total of 9 actions. So I'll burn this card. And let's take my 9 actions. I'm going to collect debris for 1, and this 2 debris for 3 total actions. I'll go ahead and trade in now. Grab a weapon. It's an assault rifle. Grab this. Nope, can't grab the egg. Number 4's move. Grab these 2 debris. 5, 6. Let's grab this debris for 7. Trade that in for another. Nah, I'll take a item. And it's a white hat again, same as the other one. 8. And I'll move south for 9. I did forget to move the blaster, south 1 and right 1. That's target number 1. I don't know why I didn't put it out there. It was at 6-4. So it was right here, south 1 and west 1. And then draw back up to 3 cards. I'm not going to need them, but draw up anyways. And now it is the worm's turn. Let's see what we got here. Last round. 2 red 2, blue 4. So we'll start with blue 4 first. Put a card down. And as an 18-wheeler, doesn't do anything for that. Its card value max is 3. And then, of course, this target number 1 erupts. It does a splash pattern of a plus sign. So 1, 1, 1. That already has 2 there. And then the egg would offset that egg, so it pretty much goes away. And unfortunately, that ends the game. I did not beat it. I only completed 1 of the 3 objectives for the bounty hunt. And as you can tell, the reason why this is the most difficult, because you really have to rely on the cards that come out up here in the right order or in the right timing. But for the most part, I killed quite a few worms, but I just couldn't collect any. But we'll get into final thoughts after this. Terror Below. It's a fun game. I truly enjoyed it. I'm a fan of the movie Tremors, so it made me a fan of this board game also. And if you're a fan of the movie Tremors, there's a good chance you'll enjoy the game too. And if you haven't seen the movie Tremors, then what are you doing? At the end of this video, go check it out. Let us know how you like it. It's a great movie. Then play the board game. I guarantee that you'll like the board game a little better once you see the movie. But I'm digressing. Let's get back to the board game. I did end up with the most difficult scenario. I could have picked any scenario. It didn't matter what characters you have. You can play any scenario with any characters. But because I was dealt Natasha and I was dealt Alan, and they were both in scenario 3, I wanted to play it because it was thematic to the game and I enjoyed it. And you see why it's the most difficult scenario. I had to get all the cards to line up perfectly for me to beat it before I got to 15 discarded cards. I only got 1 because it was right off the bat, and all the rest I was just getting my butt kicked. But I enjoyed the game, and as I've said before, I don't play just to win. I like to win, but winning is icing on the cake. I play board games and I really enjoy just playing board games. But when you get the opportunity, check out Terror Below and let me know what you think of it versus how I felt about it. Now, tomorrow on day 9 of the 13 games to Halloween, we're going to play Hit Zero. Hit Zero is a unique game. The concept is a board game that a kid took, was bored, so he recreated a board game on the board game by collecting items from cross-country trip from Chicago to wherever he was going. And so now we have this board game where you're traveling Route 66 from Chicago all the way to wherever you want to end up at, fighting zombies along the way. And you're going to be going through cities and towns and all that stuff as you're doing it. It's a fun game. You're going to see things in there that represent bottle caps, other pieces from other board games. It's a mix of everything. You got postcards that the kid wrote on, and that's the whole concept. It's a game mashed up into another game, and it makes it fun. I really enjoy it. Bottom line up front is it's a zombie fighting game, and you're traveling. So hopefully you'll enjoy it and watch the playthrough tomorrow so you can see me on day 9 of 13 games to Halloween. Thank you for joining me at Gaming Solo. It's truly an honor and privilege that you're spending your valuable time with me, and hopefully these videos are worth your time. If I've made any mistakes, or if you have any ideas or suggestions how I can make this channel better, let me know in the comments below. If you don't want to put your comments on the public domain, then email me at gamingsolo101@gmail.com, and I will reply back to your email. And if there's something I can use out of those suggestions, I will definitely do it. And once again, everything's within my means, so I will do the best I can within my means. Once you get an opportunity, go to the Solo Board Gamers Facebook page, check them out, join them, and contribute or don't contribute, doesn't matter, just see what they got. I get a lot of my ideas on games from those guys, and it causes me to go down that rabbit hole searching games to try to figure out what game I like, and then buying more than I should buy. Everybody has that problem. If you're watching this channel, you know you have that game buying problem that we all have. But it's our hobby, we love it, and we're going to keep doing it, and we're not ashamed to admit it. The only difference is we hide those ones that we left the shrink wrap on until we get the opportunity to pull them out, take the shrink wrap off and play it. Or if you got people come over to you embarrassed, you take shrink wrap off right away, punch them out, throw it back in the box and act like you played it. Don't say you don't, we all do it. But other than that, it's fun and enjoyable. But I rant again. Thank you again for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow on day 9 of the 13 games of Halloween when we play Hit Zero. And have a great day.